What's up, my friend? Abby here, and welcome back to Writer's Life Wednesdays. Today we are talking about writing in deep point of view, or writing in such a way that your reader constantly feels like they are living in the skin of your character. I've said this before, but it bears repeating. You don't want your reader feeling like the character is them or like this two-dimensional person. You want your reader to feel like they are the character. Getting inside the character's brain, their skin, feeling everything they feel. When we accomplish this, it's generally known as deep point of view. But how do we accomplish this? That's what today's video is all about. Okay, so there's lots of advice on this topic, but today what I've done is gathered up the most helpful tips and techniques that I've personally found the best out of all of them. And there's just three, let's keep it simple. Here we go. First, internalize the character's feelings. You're like, well, duh, but no. I'm talking about obsessing over it. Take this to the next level. Obsess over your character's feelings. Feel them as if they are your own feelings. It pays off, I promise. I did this so much when I was writing 100 Days of Sunlight, my debut novel, and of course I do it with every book that I write, but I especially did it with that book. Like, I felt so hardcore everything that my main characters were feeling in that book. I don't even really know how to describe this technique that I'm describing. And I'm a huge advocate of not write what you know, but write what you know emotionally. Because you'll never go through the exact experiences that your characters go through, but you will go through the same emotions. And that's what you write about, and that's what other people can relate to, your readers can relate to. Even if they can't relate to the exact experience that your character's going through. So internalize the feeling, even to the point of spacing out. Miss entire conversations. Obsess over this. Lose sleep. Immerse yourself in your character's feelings, all the little nuances of their emotions, their joy, their fear, their desire, their motivation, their sadness, their anxiety, their stress, their worry, their excitement, their wonder, their curiosity, all of it. Feel everything they feel before you write your book and while you're writing your book. And after you write your book too, why not? It can help you in the editing process. Number two, write how it feels, not how it is. This little gold nugget dropped into my head the other day and I was like, huh, that's good. I don't know, maybe someone has said this before, but when you're writing from a character's point of view, you gotta remember that they are going to see everything subjectively. As humans, we all see our world differently through the lens of who we are. Our beliefs and attitude filter our experiences and create a perception that's unique to us. So write how it feels to this character, not how it actually is. Something might feel a certain way to us, but to everyone else, it feels completely different. The thing is, your character is not objective, so to make them see things objectively is to kind of take away their voice and make them unrealistically omniscient. Say that 5 times fast. Nobody is omniscient, and nobody can really look at things objectively because we all see things through our own subjective lenses of reality. There's something to keep you up at night. But seriously, this is so important when writing from a character's point of view. Get to know them, their desires, fears, and misbeliefs. Then create a sort of how it feels lens for this character so that every time you go to write that character, you will know how they are experiencing things that happen to them because you know how it feels for them. And finally, number 3, get rid of filter words. You might have heard of filter words before. Basically, it's any word that brings you out of the character's perspective because you're filtering what's happening through the character's senses. Example, I hear thunder rumbling in the distance. I see lightning flash through the sky. I hear and I see are filter words. So if I were to rewrite this sentence, I would say something like, thunder rumbles in the distance and lightning flashes through the sky. Or for a more personal example, you might turn the sentence, I feel dizzy, into the world spins around me. That's like the easiest way to check whether or not you're using filter words. Basically saying I feel dizzy is detached feeling because it doesn't have any real imagery or emotion associated with it. But when you say the world spins around me, I can now feel what the character is feeling because you put me right in the skin of the character. Other filter words include I see, I hear, I think, I touch, I wonder, I realize, I watch, I look, it seems, I or it feels or feels like, I know, I decide, and it sounds or it sounds like. And finally, this is like a little bonus one because it's kind of more on the topic of character voice, which I do want to make a whole video about. Tell me in the comments right now if you want to see a video on character voice, but I will say this tip right now because I thought of it the other day and I got really excited. What your character does all day affects how they see the world. Okay, nerd moment. I'm kind of obsessed with psychology, and the other day I was listening to an awesome book, The Happiness Advantage by Shawn Achor. 10/10 recommend. And he was talking about how research and studies have shown that people with jobs that require them to focus on a specific aspect of something train their brains to actually see more of those specific things everywhere, not just when they're at work. For instance, tax auditors have a tendency to find more faults with the people, places, and things around them. Law students tend to be more critical of their fellows. People who play video games a lot tend to experience a sort of overlap in reality where they wake up in the morning and they feel like they're still playing the game. Not saying that everybody falls into these habits, but it's kind of a basic rule of psychology that what you train your brain to focus on, it will find. So you might want to think about that with your real life. But for now, let's just talk about your characters. What is their job or the thing that they spend a lot of time doing every day? How does that augment their reality and change the lens with which they view the world? This adds a lot to your character's voice. So play around with it and have fun. Okay, that's it. My best tips for getting into your character's skin, writing in deep point of view, and making your reader feel like they are the character. Smash that like button if you liked this video, and be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already because I post writing videos every single Wednesday and I would love to have you here in the community. Also, be sure to hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button so you are the first to know when I drop a new video. Until next week, my friend, rock on. When you are writing from a character's point of view, that they are going to see everything objectively. Subjectively. That's the point, they don't see it objectively. Come on, Abbie. Oh my god, maybe it's the lavender oil. I don't know if it is, but like, I'm gonna shut that off. Like, I was like, I'm so like zened out right now. Why am I so tired? I got an oil diffuser and I've been just blasting lavender oil into my room for like the past hour. And it smells amazing, but I'm also like ready to fall asleep.